Hey there, just a quick video. This is basically the setup I've been using, and the only difference I have is I went to try 13-liter panniers instead of my 35 liters. On the rear, the 35 liters I never really filled completely. They just look big and fat. So I put the 35 liters in, and they're actually full. There's about 35 pounds or so on the rear with 2 extra batteries. A chair on the other side, 3 pounds, a little pad, and that's a cover for the bike, real minimal, less than maybe a quarter pound or so. And on the front, my granddaughter has my usual soft pack cooler that I use, and I put water in here, extra water or so forth, but I had to go up to this other one. It's about the same. It's less than a pound, and these are 22-liter panniers. My Orlia, just like I've always had. But this is let me get that other way. This is a Orlia rack pack, I think they call it, bag or handlebar bag. And I've got it more than I usually put in here. Since I took the 35 liters off, I had a clothes bag, just a little bit of clothes bag left. An extra shirt in here that I'll throw on, long sleeve wool, when it gets cold out at night, because it's still getting cold at night. And I got a battery in here and a couple snacks. So really not too much different than usual. But I will say this is a priority current e-bike. This is only intended for a commuter. It's not intended for any of this. So if you repeat anything that I do here, don't anticipate a warranty to be supported, because you'll probably avoid the warranty because you'll exceed the limit. I've been told that it's 275 pounds. I thought it was 300, but 275 pounds combined weight, which is the bike, the gear, and the rider. So usually, even with a rider, that could exceed 275 pounds. So I will say that I've not experienced any problems that I've noticed yet with this bike doing it. It's 2 years. I've got about 1,500 miles in this type of setup, and I'm usually a heavier carrier of gear. Right now, the bike without the gear was usually about 30 pounds in the rear weight, 35 in the rear and about 30 in the front. Just by adding the racks, that's the additional weight. I think stripped nothing on here, just from the priority itself, was around 53 or 55 pounds. But right now it's about 65 to 68 pounds because I do have my frame bag in here. So if all my gear was stripped off of here, I'd be about 65 to 70 pounds. Because the motor's in the middle and so forth. It's a heavier rear hub because it's NVOLO. It's an internal hub. So, but anyways, with adding my gear, I've got about 35 to 40 pounds gear in the back and about 30 pounds in the front. Usually it's a little less, 25. So I have broken spokes before, even with just a little bit, but I don't think it's the weight issue as much as my initial spoke breaks, and I didn't notice it until I actually finished a ride of about 30 miles, and then I looked as I loaded my bike on the rack on my truck, and I had 3 broken spokes. Well, I think it stressed a lot more because I've actually replaced maybe 10 spokes altogether. I paid to have the first 3 replaced, and then I just learned how to do it. And it's pretty easy with this NVOLO hub sticking out further. It's a wider diameter, so everything's accessible. But I think it's more of the J-bend shearing the spoke rather than the compression of weight on the wheel itself. Now, it's probably only intended to go up to 275 pounds, but I've actually weighed it, even with me on it, and it doesn't come close to 200 pounds each wheel. So, of course, if you divide 275 pounds in half, that'd be, I guess, what the standard weight maximum weight would be. But anyways, just if you repeat any of this, don't anticipate a warranty to be supported. So, but 1,500 miles almost, 1,400 miles so far, this kind of traveling. I've not noticed any flex in the frame or anything like that, only broken spokes. But I do think it was because of going a little bit too fast on the towpath in a really rough section and finally hitting some holes. And that, I'm sure, is what did it in. And it always breaks on the J bend on that very end where it goes into the hub. So I think it's shearing it is what it did. And the other spokes were probably stressed at that point, and they just continued to shear. But I haven't broken any spokes for 500 miles, maybe. So I think it's that side of its cycle. It's still the original rim. They sent me a rim to replace it, but so far I haven't had really any extra money to rebuild a wheel, but nor did I feel I really needed to, because I learned how to replace the spokes. Now I did have to convert I forget the spoke wrench from Park Tools, but it's between the 2 and 3. I had to take a 2 and file it like it's a 2.5, but it's not size 2, not size 3 on this e-bike for the spoke nipples. So if you do any of this, carry some extra spokes with you, get a number 2 red spoke wrench, file it down and make sure it fits onto the nipples, and you'll be good to go. I highly encourage an Enviola hub over the Shimano hub, but my wife has the Shimano hub, but she doesn't really ride it enough to know how it holds up. But never really had any problems with these bikes. Now the bolts for the motor did loosen up on mine, just because probably excessive use and so forth. But all I had to do was take it out, re-grease it, and tighten it back up. I did, of course, over time add different things to it. Like here you see a 45-degree angle handlebar. That's a Jones H-loop handlebar. What else did I do? Of course, I added a front rack. That was from the Old Man Mountain. Of course, it needed a special through axle, and they had that availability. They provided that extra cost. And I've got I forget what the rack is on the back here, but anyways, it's all good. But what I wanted to just emphasize is, if you set it up this way, don't anticipate using the warranty. Okay, I remembered the name of the rear rack. You can't see it, obviously, because it's all loaded, but it's the Tubus. This one is the Cargo Evo rack. I don't like it as well. If you're going to get a rear rack from Tubus, get a Logo Evo rack. That rack has a bar that is a little bit lower, and you can actually remove the pannier and have better access, even leaving the cargo on your rack. This is the cargo rack, and it is level. I actually use the same part of the rack that items are strapped to it right now, so it's very difficult to get to it. So if I ever have to do this again, I will get a Logo Evo, and do away with the Cargo Evo. Okay, it's Tubus Logo Evo. And I thought I'd mention, when I take my bike on trips, I generally have the main battery, and you can't see it, but I have a bag that I slide 2 extra batteries in here from Priority. They're proprietary, so they only fit on the specific this specific current e-bike, and you have to get them from Priority. They sell them separately. A little costly, but if they ever go bad, then obviously you'll have to replace it. I think the warranty is good for 2 years, but all of these are off warranty now. I've had it for just a little over 2 years. And they also specifically mentioned that don't ever try to access the battery itself if it does go bad. So don't do that. If you have anybody work on it at all and they said don't, But if you do, leave it to a professional, somebody who has actually done that before, because it can be hazardous, if not deadly, with lithium ion. Okay? Have a good one. Start my trip in the morning.